Hello again, and welcome to a very special mod episode of Build the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Today we're going to be installing the rear carpets and grille, and I got the version of the kit from Mike Lane Mods that has the trim pieces as well. So in the tray here I have issue 52, which is the rear bay and the screws to attach it. Now, I'm doing this ahead of doing the installation on 52, because when you do 52 and you put this together, while this is not a lot of parts, it stacks to everything that's here and more things happen. So watch out for episode 52 coming up. We're doing this one. I know sometimes when I do these mod videos, I do them at the same time. My schedule does not allow for it right now. Because, I work and I got other things going on. But I want to keep these coming for you guys because I appreciate everybody that watches this stuff. So right now, this is the bay for 52, and we're going to put the other parts, the screws, off the side. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting carpeting and trim and a grille in this well here and on this side here. So they did this kind of textured decking, which is correct for in here, but the footwells, it's not. It's carpeted, and there should be a vent right about here. And again, there's some trim. So we got the kit from Mike Lane Mods. And I have looked at it a million times on the website in terms of where the parts go. Because while he does great photo instructions, sometimes, like with this kit, there's a little bit, to me, of confusion. There's like a numbered part, and it tells you where it goes, but it only kind of tells you where it goes. So we got a kit here with some little pieces in it. I'm trying to make it not have glare. That's got the grill, some very small pieces, and a mid-length piece. I have some longer pieces of trim in plastic, another medium-length piece in separate plastic, and many pieces of carpeting. And, he's got a card, but it just says, oh, go on the website for pictures. Helpful, but sometimes you could want more. Like, why does that have a funny cutout in it? I don't know. I don't remember seeing that in the picture. What are these really small pieces? I have a guess. Some of it I think is just because, you gotta have cutouts for where it bends. So like, that's a big piece. That's gonna go there. Almost don't need to glue it in. It would sit there. This piece goes along the wall. But does that vent go back here? I think it goes near the feet. So I think that vent's gonna go like that. And then some of these other pieces are just filling in for width at other places. So that's going to go in there. This piece goes in the back side. Yeah. Okay, I'm starting to get a picture of this. So this is back. That's back side. These little pieces are back side. What the difference between them is, I don't quite know. Okay, I get that. So I got a picture of this in my head anyway, so I think I can do this. I'm just gonna check the picture again real quick for that vent, just so I understand where it's going. Yeah, I'm right, it's going back by the chair. Again, I don't really understand why it's got a cutout in it. I assume that it's because something else is gonna fit in that space. So that's... yeah, it's in all the pictures. Okay. I got my pictures off the side here on my phone. The most professional, elegant way to do this. So, I'm going to keep the railing off the side for now. And I've been rambling. I've got the pieces grouped into the two sides. So we're going to start with the main floor. So this piece is going to fit in right like that. And I'm going to try to lay it in from that side so that it comes down. I think that's the best way to do this, because that'll fit right up against the edge. I thought about doing like this back corner, but I think doing the whole side will be the best. So I've just peeled the whole backing off. Hopefully that wasn't a terrible mistake. Okay, the holes all look like they're clear. I got a little bit of gap, but the other carpet on the edges will help fill that in. And like I say, these holes all look good. So taking the whole backing off all at once, it fits neatly enough. That wasn't a huge problem. So hooray for that. Okay, next piece I'm gonna do, I think, is the vent. I'll just see if they're recommending that I do anything else. No. So the vent is gonna go, again, on the back side, like this. So again, I'm gonna go from this end and lean it down. This could definitely have gone better. I broke a piece off. And my fit is less than ideal. Well, I'm going to leave the torn off piece off, and I'm going to hope that I can cover my extra edge there with the railing. This was all sort of going to get covered up, so it's not a huge deal, but it's not great, so beware while doing this yourself, as always. These carpets are tough. So I'm going to do this one next. So that one behaved itself much better. And again, just covering up in here. Now, the next one that's going to be a pain is going to go up here, and it has to fit around this curve. So it's going in like this, and then I'm going to have to press it in to fit all the curves. So I got my spudger. Okay, so far the only one that was a real problem was where the vent grill is, which of course is going to be the second most visible portion. Yeah, well, we'll live. These are for me. I appreciate that you guys are watching, but these models are for me. Okay, so that is the larger bay carpeted. I'm going to leave it at that for now. We're going to spin around to the other side. We'll come back and do the trim shortly. So again, on this side we have a thin piece, which is got to line up to cover where the holes are. We have a back wall, and we have two slightly different size of the very small pieces for the verticals, because the front end is actually slightly wider than the back end. I don't know why, but it is. And I only know that because I tried to test fit the two pieces to understand what was going on. Okay, so that's in. So one, and again, I know it's black with black, so it's a little hard to tell, but that used to be gray, right? Okay, that's number two. That's just this side in here. We got to do the thin side and the thick side over here. I'm also going to come back and I'm going to take an X-Acto and I'm going to shave this down just a tiny bit. Just to, I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking I'm going to need more clearance for the railing. So again, of the two little pieces, the thicker one goes towards the front of the vehicle, which is where the bay is. And the thin one goes back here. Okay, so that's the thin side and the thick side. And as always, if Mike Lane ever manages to come up with an easier way to install these, oh boy, I would love it. This glue is good. It holds these pieces in, but it is strong and it screws you up if you even look at it wrong. So, okay, so I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna pare this down with an X-Acto, which I have, and I will come back. Okay, so I'm neating this up a bit, so hopefully that will take care of any lingering issues. So let's sort out these rail pieces. And I have some Tamiya thin cement that I'm going to use. Mike Lane in his pictures shows I'm using Loctite super glue, which I think is a CA glue. And I have had a lot of issues in the not distant past with CA glues and model pieces that I thought would be compatible, but were not. So I know he's saying it's okay, I just don't know what it's going to do to the rest of this. So I'm trying model glue, and that could be just as bad if this is some other weird material. But I feel like CA glue and PVC that I think this is gets you tacky, melty stuff. So these two little pieces, they're going to go on the tops of the rail over here. I know that. No problem. The vent grill is self-adhesive, so that one's easy. There's two medium length ones and two longish ones. So the two longish ones can only go here and here. So this one, it's too long for over there. So it goes over here. Now, interestingly, this does end before this little cutout here, so that's where that's going to go. The other medium-long one must go on that side. And the two mediums, if we can sort this out, I believe the shorter of the two is going to go over here, which means the longer of the two will go on this edge. So we're going to start off with the longest one and hope that we don't screw anything else up. Well, so far, this stuff is not sticking all that well. Okay, so this Tamiya stuff is not working for me. It's like getting into the cracks, but not actually sticking. So, again, trying something else. I have some clear Gorilla Glue, which usually is pretty good. It's going to be a little tougher to apply. I'm going to use a busted up spudger as soon as I can figure out which one it is. There it is. And I shall use the same thing I use for super glue to put it in. Okay, let's see if this works. Experimenting. Okay, let's see how that works. Feels like a better glue already. Keep getting glue on my hands, though. It literally, every time I pick this up, I put my thumb in the glue. Okay, I think we're making a little bit of progress here now. Okay, so it's not perfect, but there is trim on these edges now. I'm going to go ahead and try to put the self-adhesive vent on. And it's not going to be perfect, but the cutout's not exact because the vent is slightly oversized, so hopefully it won't be too bad. It's a small detail if it is. It's a small detail that wouldn't even be there if I wasn't trying to do this. So, you know, I guess take that for what it's worth. Nothing. So, again, far from perfect, but there's a vent grill. This bit of railing here wants to come up. I'm going to have to put something on it while it dries. But we'll turn our attention to the other side. We'll prop that later. That's because my carpet doesn't quite fit there. It's a good thing I trimmed it, but it's still not perfect. So we got the big obvious one on this side. The long one obviously goes over the long edge. But it's a very tight fit. Could almost prop it in and walk away without glue. Then there's two little guys in this plastic bag, and in all their own separate little bags in the bag, it looks like. At some point you give up trying to open the bags and you get scissors. Okay, now these, while I wasn't sure I'd be able to tell which one was which, actually it's super easy because they only are cut one way with the miters. So you just kind of pay attention to your miters. And obviously I'm going to need tweezers for this part. This last one really does not want to fit, and I can't leave it hanging off the side. This long piece is such a tight fit with a carpet on that I'm not getting this one in place. So, for me, for that piece, I may be calling it quits because I don't want to try to figure out how to trim that down. So, yeah. Not my favorite kit. The glue is tricky. The pieces don't fit that well in my little test fit here. Overall, they do sell this kit now without the metal trim, and that might be an easier sell for me. But yeah, these little trim pieces, they kind of suck. I don't know. It's not great. They're just, everything's not quite the right fit, at least for me, with where my carpet ended up. Maybe if you're perfect, that everything fits fine, but trying to go over the carpet, which is, you know, what these trim pieces would do. They hold the carpet in. They go over the edges. I'm having some trouble. So I'm going to do something about this one, make it stay in place while the glue dries. I'm probably going to lose this one. I might lose this other one that fits better just because the glue's not great either. Anyway, that's it for this episode. This was the Mike Lane self-adhesive rear carpet kit, but with the metal gear grill and trim. Anyway, I don't know, yeah, like, out of all the kits I've done, this was the most kind of pain. And I really didn't think it was going to be that bad compared to some of the others, so... If you want to see those other ones where I still had some trouble but not as much as this, then check out the playlist, and have a good one, guys.